You cannot put your negativity and evil eye on an empath or a person that God has his hands on that individual. You cannot. Because a spiritual person, an empath, they gonna feel it with the discernment. They gonna feel everything. But at the same time, God is watching, right? So he's watching. Do you know that if you're trying to put that negativity and that evil eye on an individual, you know you're wasting more of your energy on doing that to somebody? You do know that God says, touch not my anointed, do my prophet no harm. You gotta be careful who you trying to mess with out here. Stop doing what y'all doing. Now let me tell you something. Remember, there's new levels, new devils. Every time you level up, or when there's a breakthrough, when you know, okay, something's going on in the spiritual, you be like, how do I know if there's something going on? Well, when you start seeing how spiritual warfare starts cranking up, when you start feeling a lot of these emotions, and when you go outside, when you start seeing more people, and you start feeling how they start moving, and you start feeling all this stuff, you be like, okay, something is happening. There's a level up. That's when the attack happens more, when there's a level up. So the people out there who try to put evil eye and negativity on an individual, you're wasting all your energy, and you're putting all that energy on that person. Do you know that God laughs at the wicked, right? So check this out. You be like, how do you know? Like, how do I? Like, okay, so when you go outside, you're going to feel. Because energy vampires, they like to they be in groups. They can't do it by themselves. They got to be in groups. So when they're in groups, they have to put their negativity on somebody. Evil eye, they got to watch somebody. But they all got to have their eyes on this person, or got to be grouped in. Try to box the person in, be in groups, and just keep staring at that person. This is what they do. They trying to send the negativity, because dark witches and warlocks, what they do is they try to project negativity on somebody. They put people put their insecurities on a person, their negativity, and they try to install fear. So when you start feeling all this pressure, you start feeling stuff being bothered around you, and you wasn't feeling this way, it's the people around you, certain people in the group, and you're gonna see this, especially when they're trying to do evil on somebody and negativity. So let me tell you how God shows out. And always stay in prayer, no matter how it's looking like. You feeling all of this, right? While you're going out there. So you're going to see all the people, right? You're going to see them. You're going to see how they walking around you. Pay attention to the symbols, because they do it. They do this to one another. They always flick their eyes. They move. The snaring, the spitting, the coughing, the yawning. That's discernment, spiritual, but they talking to one another. Pay attention to the pieces of red, the blue. The people who talk beside you, talk loud, cough, or make noises around you. Or it's groups of people in that get planted just to watch you, observe. The corners I'm cutting. Next thing you know, if you go to a different block, if you cross the street, see how packed that starts to get, see how the people start to group up and send evil eye and negativity on you. They're wasting all that energy doing that. But stay in prayer, because you're going to feel all this pressure, but start praying to God. Rebuke, bind, hedge of protection, no matter how it's going and it's feeling. And you're going to see certain people's faces, right? They might smile and all that, because you're feeling all this stuff. You're like, oh, what's going on? Don't stop. This is God showing out. This is how God is going to show out. Why? Because God laughs at the wicked, right? So what God does is he sits back. You heard the siren? See? God sits back. Not only is he testing your faith, at the same time he's testing your faith to him. And at the same time he's showing out to them around the people who's trying to do the evil eye negativity, all that what they're trying to do. He's showing out. He's showing out and everything. So keep praying through it all. So they're making these faces thinking that yeah. You see the faces. They do the taunting and just keep praying. And they sending all that negativity. They wasting their energy. What you do is, as you feeling that, you transmute it into positivity. Stay in prayer, but you still keep binding, keep rebuking, keep praying to God, and keep saying thanks to God. Like, just talk to God in your mind when you start feeling these things, right? Hedge your protection always. And you start seeing the people, right? And then you see the wind start blowing. So this is God showing out. Because God is like, okay, I'm gonna test my child over here. Because God tests people. So he tests you, but he shows out. So he makes these people think that they're winning. He makes them think like, because Because you're feeling all of this. You feeling all this pressure, this tightness. You're like, yo, what is going on? But you know there's a level up, there's something. And you're seeing all these people, right? And they acting how they acting. The tactics don't change. They're always gonna the patterns don't change. Pay attention. Because they even be right behind you. And let's say you're walking by a bus stop and you know how you see the reflection? You see them right there trying to look at you and they doing this and looking at one another who's involved, one hand in the pot. You know the tactics. The tactics don't change. You follow me for what I told you. It don't change. So while you feeling this, just know it's a level up, but don't stop. Don't give up. So now, check this out. All that negativity, all that evil out of this whole group, because they can't do it by themselves. They got to be in groups. They have to be in groups. That's a tactic that they do. So you seeing witches walking by you, warlocks walking by you, covens walking by you. You seeing masons walking by you. You seeing eastern stars. You even seeing regular people who's not involved in none of this, but because they easy body hacking, they could be used. Anybody operating low negativity, energy vampires, they like to harness, right? This is what they do. Narcissists, when you see what you see from those who's like this low discernment, you see. So you start. Don't give up. Don't stop praying. I want to tell you right now, do not stop. No matter what you start feeling, don't stop. Because all of us, I'm gonna tell you right now, all of a sudden, while all this energy that they brought onto you, because they do it in groups, they send in all that evil, our negativity. They want to make you messed up, and they're trying to put all that insecurity, all that energy, that heaviness on you through groups. And they walk all beside you. You can look at one block empty. This one over here is a whole bunch of people like this, and you seeing them coming your way and all that, and they quoting one another, and they trying to mimic, copy, being beside you, walking in front like a military style. It's spiritual, but you watch him and you seeing what you do, and the patterns don't change. So what they doing is the wind picks up. All of a sudden, all that energy goes into you. Like not into you, but it's like this thing that happens where it just starts to get uplifting. You feel this positive energy, right? Because all that negativity, when people send negative energy and an evil eye to an empath, and especially to a person who God chose and God got their hands on this person, on their life, that's bad. They got to get dealt with. That whole group is going to get dealt with. People who's doing that to these people, they got to answer to God. Remember, they're not fighting you. It's not personal. It's spiritual. So it's not you that's fighting yours. It's God's. All these people who's trying to do what they're trying to do and thinking they're getting away with it, they're going to deal, and they're dealing with God personally. So God's showing out. So again, you start to feel this joy, right? Because all that energy that they drained themselves, they tired themselves sending all this negativity to you, and you put that into, and you turned it into love, you turned it into positivity. Now you sit back and you see how God shows out. Because God was playing the whole time. He made it seem like they were winning, and he was testing you to be like, yo, don't give up, don't lose faith. We walk by faith, not by sight. Don't stop. So now the tables turn. Now the wind blows up. It starts kicking in. You hear the beep? See? The wind kicks up. You start feeling different. Now all that heaviness, that tightness and all that goes away. You feel light like a feather. Now you like, oh, now you get this joy, this grin, this smirk. Why? Because that's God bringing the joy. God brings peace. He brings joy. He brings laughter. He brings happiness. So you start feeling this joy, this excitement that's coming in your spirit all of a sudden. Now you walking light. Now you talking in your mind, you praying, you singing, you like David, right? Dancing in your mind, spiritually. Like you praying, you binding, you rebuking, you thinking, you in your mind. You seeing how the tables turn. The wind is blowing, the sun is coming out, but the sun still be on you. Now you see their faces. Now you see how now the block is starting to clear out. The block, all that stuff was clearing out. All those energy what they were trying to do, that start to clear out. Then you start to see the ones who start to slowly start coming your way to watch. You start seeing their faces start changing with the anger, like swallowing hard, shaking. Some of them is getting mad at the fact that you're laughing, smiling over all that negativity they were trying to send to you. Because at first you see their face, some of them they be smirking and smiling because they thinking at one point they're getting away with it, sending all that in the groups. And God is like, yeah, okay. I'm going to keep letting y'all think y'all got that. Because God's in charge of everything. So he lets them think that. And next thing you know, the tables turn. So now they swallowing hard. Now they making faces. And the people you see coming, they still gonna do this, but now it's like a little bit now. And they trying to come just to monitor and watch. And now they making faces or they squinting at you because now they feel this wind and this strength and this strongness in the area. But it's the angels around you. It's God. God is in charge. Remember, God laughs at the wicked. So he's like everything that they were doing around you, sending evil and negative. God is laughing up there, just He's laughing at every single person involved because he sees everything. So he's laughing. And he's happy at you because you kept that faith. You ain't stopped. At the same time, you ain't stopped. So now he put all that in you. Now you got all this joy. You happy and you're like, but now you looking like you're cocky, but you're not cocky. And always in your mind, stay humble. But it's this happiness because you was like, yo, I was feeling all this tightness. Like, oh, I know what was going on. It was spiritual. All these people was like literally on me and sending this. But now I feel like, and this joy you feel, it makes you happy. It makes you smile. You just smiling and you feel all the wind. You feel all this joy. And the people around you, they making faces. They swallowing hard. They feeling your presence. They walking away. They colding one another, but staying in the distance now, swallowing hard. And guess what? They drained all their energy and they wasted all that time trying to send that to you. And God transmuted that and put it into positivity. That's what happens with empaths, man. When you try to send evil eye negativity, especially when you gossip and talk about a certain person while they're not there and all that, you are helping that individual, and they're gonna transmute that. Yeah, y'all better stop. Be careful what y'all doing out here. And guess what? All those people involved, they got to answer to God, and God is gonna deal with them personally. God's gonna deal with them personally, and they get smacked in the room too. By you know who. They get dealt with too because they were sent on an assignment as well to try to do something to mess you up. And don't get me wrong, it starts to mess with you in that beginning when there's a group of them because they got to do it in groups. But remember, witches, warlocks, and like those in the dark, like they got to be in the fall, but they instill negativity and fear on somebody. They try to project that onto the person. And all these groups too, that's what they do, send negativity. So they all got to do in a group to look at you or evil eye and send it. And you're going to feel all this stuff. You're like, yo, but now, that's how you know when it's like a level up and when spiritual warfare, it cranks up. New levels, new devils, right? So you're like, yo, what's going on? So peep that. Peep that. But don't stop. Because I'm telling you, you're going to smile. You're going to be happy. You're going to be joy. You're going to be dancing. You're going to be listening to your music. Everything's going to get right back again. The sun is going to come up and God showed out. God showed out. Because God always shows out. God don't lose. God doesn't lose. Remember that. And everybody who tries to send negativity and everybody who's trying to stalk people out here and doing evil things, yo, you better repent. You better turn to God because you are dealing with God personally and you have to take an account and answer to God for all that negativity, evil. Are you trying to do it on some people? You got to answer to God. You got to answer to God. That's who you're dealing with. Everybody out here thinking that they looking at this person or trying to do something to somebody. Some of them are aware and unaware because it's spiritual, but it's not that person. It's God, yo. That's who you got to deal with. It's God. So remember that. Remember that. All that negativity and all that evil eye, if they do it to an empath, if they do it to somebody where God has his hands on that man or woman chosen, got his hands on that anointed, bro, it's not gonna work. All that evil stuff in there, it's just gonna transmute to beautiful, it's gonna transmute to peace, it's gonna just, and that's God showing out. Touch not my anointed. God also says, be still, the Lord fights for you. And the Lord laughs at the wicked. And no weapon formed against you, it's not going to prosper. But you're going to feel what you're going to feel spiritual because you're feeling all these people's energy around you. You're feeling, but they're putting that on you. And as you're doing that, pay attention to what you're seeing out there because you're going to see the red, you're going to see the blue. Pieces of it, all full of it. Then you're going to just pay attention to people who's not beaded, regular clothes, their spirits, their faces, the touching, the fidget, the point in the eye, the ear, the snaring. I know you heard that noise in between. The coughing, the famous spitting, and the yawning because it's low energy. And then the ones who walk past you or scream like, ah, the fake laughing or the, ah. Pay attention to what you see, the cars, the pattern, the people who try to cross in front of you on time and on cue. It's the same tactics, but you see. And guess what? They were studying you. They saw what happened. Now they all fell back and they're reporting and they're watching. They're like, yo, ooh, because they felt it. And they're not used to this. That's what I'm saying. They're not used to that. Because when they do this to certain people, so I'm saying, you better start praying to God, man. Because the reason why you still keep walking, the reason why you still keep waking up, the reason why you are where you at right now is because of God. Not because of you, because of God. You know that, right? I hope you know that. It's because of God. God gets the glory in it all. It's because of him. Because of God, the Most High God. It's because of God that you still going. It's because of God why He keeps showing out in your life and He keeps protecting you. And He's showing out, but people's watching and observing like, yo, I'm not used to this. Because what happens is when somebody who's not spiritual and when they select the person, because this tactic, they do it to anybody. But if they're not spiritual, this is why people be like, oh, they freak out. They get scared, unalive themselves, and all this pressure in order because they do it together. Groups, they send their evil, negativity on people when they do it in groups. And they put that, and people feel things and they be, oh, scared. But when it's spiritual, I'm telling you, when it's spiritual, when there's an impact, when you feel that energy, man, you feel it on people, you discernment, you're going to see their faces, man. See their faces, see their eyes. They can't hide it. And they walk past you and they smiling. And when that wind is blowing after all that stuff, when all that negativity transmute, watch their face. They smiling and they put this face like smiling with a fake smile, but they mad at the same time because they like, whoa. And then some of them are squinting hard because the wind picks up when they walk past you. And they don't even, skin color don't matter, race don't matter, it don't matter. It's spiritual. So anybody can be hacked. It don't matter. If you operating like this, it don't matter. But you see them. They see you too. God got you. The angels got you. But stay in constant prayer. But remember, always remember, when there's a breakthrough and when there's a level up in the spiritual realm, just know that attacks heighten. There's always something going on. You're like, why is this? Like, what is going on? There's something happening in the spiritual realm. It's a level up. Like any video game, right? There's a new level, a new chapter, a different boss waiting at the end of that stage to go to the next stage.